Hello. As we are beginning to use Google Classroom more and more throughout our school year, I felt that it was time to begin to provide some parent education about ways in which you can begin to use Google Classroom yourself to support your children. So here we go. To begin, I thought it would be best to introduce some ways that parents should be supporting their fourth through sixth grade student. So here are some do's. Do review the completed work with your child each day. It is important that you check for completion. Sitting with your child as they show you their work. When you check for completion, it's a great idea to set up a daily routine, whether it be at night or in the afternoon. Setting up these times is important, and important that they come up with a daily routine. When you're sitting with your child, allow them to explain to you what they found easy in working through their assignments and what they found challenging. It's really nice for them to take on that independent role in allowing them to explain their work to you. It does take a little extra time, but you will find it reaps a lot of benefits in the long run. And what you're doing with this work completion is really ensuring that the work that they've completed meets your expectations for them and what was expected by the teacher. Those are the two goals that you're really trying to achieve in that time. As far as the don'ts, you really want to make sure that you are not doing any of the work for your child. And this can go from a wide variety of spectrum. You could envision, oh, well, I definitely don't do any of the work for my child. But this could also be as simple as, oh, I'm just going to change this word to make it sound a little better, or I'm just going to fix up their punctuation and spelling because it looks so terrible. Any of those things should really be avoided at all costs. You really want your child's teacher to see your child's work. So please avoid doing any of the work for your child, even if it's making you cringe just slightly. Just allow that to be their work and being presented as theirs. Don't spend any more than 15 to 20 minutes as part of your nightly routine in checking on your child's work completion. If they need to go back and do some things, you can certainly allow them to spend more time, but don't allow this to take up much more of your own time. Don't make or force your child to correct every single mistake. This is their work again, so mistakes and errors allow your child's teacher to see what they need to focus on with your child. So again, you are looking for that work completion and it being completed to your expectations as well as the teacher's, but you're not looking for everything to be perfect. That is certainly not the goal of your teacher and should not be your goal. Also, just try to avoid having a negative attitude with your child about their work. If you're seeing that your child has work that is full of mistakes and it's really just disappointing to you, try not to let that onto your child. Help them focus on one or two areas that they can really focus on in that time that you're working with them. And then let your child's teacher know about areas that might be concerning you so that you and your child's teacher can work together in a partnership in helping your child move along positively. But don't let that time together with you and your child be a negative time that you're working with them. So now that we've talked about some do's and don'ts in supporting your child, I wanted to let you in on some great ways that you can work through Google Classroom with your child through the Google Classroom app on your cell phone. So you might be saying to yourself, wait, I don't even know how to see my child's work in Google Classroom. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, that's what this tutorial is all about. So you can do this right from your cell phone. And I'm going to walk you through right now the steps to do this. This is a video tutorial, so you can pause me at any point and go back to this. So the first step is installing the Classroom app onto your cell phone. You can do this from an Android or iPhone or onto your iPad. Any of these devices have the app available. Once you do download the app, you want to use your child's email and password to log into Google Classroom. So you can find your child's email and password on the Genesis Parent Portal. So at this point, you may want to pause this video and find your child's password and email, which can all be found on Google, on the Genesis Parent Portal again. Once you have downloaded the app and entered your child's password, email, and password into your device, this is what it will look like. So you can see a sample here on the right. You can add all of your children into the one app by adding each account into the app. And then you can switch and toggle between those accounts by clicking on the little icon here for each of the accounts that you add. In the settings of Google Classroom, you can disable or enable the notifications to let you know when your classroom pages are updated by your child's teacher. This is really a personal preference, whether or not you want to continually get those notifications or not. That is something that is really up to you. If your child adds the app to their phone, I would recommend that you keep their notifications enabled. This is something that they would receive those notifications as the teacher is updating their Google Classroom page, and that is something that would be beneficial to them. Remember that school is their job at this point. It is not your job, so you receiving those notifications is a personal preference to you, but for the students, I do think it is a very good idea. So once you've had the app, what can you see in the app? This is a great question. So the app has really three main screens that I'm going to walk you through at this point. The screens are the stream, the classwork, and the people. So in the stream setting, you will see the classroom stream. This is really very similar to a Facebook stream. It's kind of a running situation where you'll see assignments, comments, upcoming dates, lots of different information that will come in through the stream, kind of in a running situation as the time lapse goes. You can click on any of the items in the stream and it will bring you to more information in that way. So the stream is just kind of a running situation that you will see in each of the classrooms. If you click back into this icon, it will bring you to each of the classroom settings that your child has joined throughout their time. So that is what you will see in the stream setting on the Google Classroom app. The next section is the classwork tab here. The classwork icon is the icon that I find a bit more helpful because this will bring you to all of the work or assignments that have been posted by your child's teacher. Depending on how the classwork has been set up by the teacher, it can be organized into different categories. Here in this sample class, you kind of see the different classwork here, but then you would see a separate section for fractions. So depending on the teacher and how it's been set up, you could see multiple sections here for different settings for the different classwork that has been assigned. You will also notice when you go into classrooms that this will become color-coded depending on what's been assigned, what's been turned in, and what's been missing. Here in this sample class, the blue setting is showing you work that has been assigned. The gray setting is showing you what's been turned in, and if there were missing work in this setting, it would be red. You see here that there are no due dates, but if there were due dates, they would also be listed. Also here in the classwork setting tab, you have this icon here on the upper right-hand corner. If you were to click on this icon, it would bring you to this screen, which is also a nicely organized screen. Will show you all the assignments, what's been assigned, and what has been turned in. And in this case, there are no missing assignments, but if there were, those would also be listed. And again, it shows you the due dates and other varying information. From these screens, you can tap on any of the assignments for more information and the assignments themselves. The last screen of importance in the app is the People tab. The People icon brings you to the other people in the classroom community that have joined. The teachers and the students are organized. The students can email their teachers and other students from this tab. This can be especially helpful when your child wants to ask a classmate for clarification on directions when they're working throughout their day, or if they want to ask a teacher for help on an assignment for the next day. So, as you can see, there are lots of different advantages to downloading the app for yourself and for your child as you are supporting them in their work through Google Classroom. The last thing I was thinking about when I was making this tutorial was thinking, wow, you might think this has been very helpful, but my child's Chromebook is not working, and how do I get help with that? Well, I just want to remind you that our technology support team is available. You can always send an email to them at support@emersonschools.org, and you can describe your problem to them in as much detail as you can, and always include their full name and grade level so that they can bring that support to you quickly and efficiently. Thank you for your time, and please do not hesitate to reach out to me at any time with further questions or other ideas for another tutorial. Thank you and have a great day.